drummers, and welcome to Tim Connolly Drums. Well, I mentioned in my last video or live stream that I was changing things up a little bit on my channel. So one of the things that I'm going to do is educate you guys on the ways of the music industry and the ways of the world in regards to music and how things are done, because if you're not working professionally as a musician, you're probably not aware of a lot of things that go on. One of the things is copyright claims and strikes against musicians covering music. Now, I've done this in the past many times, but I stopped doing it because I don't want to get a copyright strike. I don't like getting copyright claims, but they're not as bad as a strike. You get 3 strikes and you're out. It's like a baseball game. So you do not want to get any copyright strikes. Now, what I'm talking about is if you set up your drums and you use Moises and you take the drums out and then you got a full song and you play along with the song, chances are 100% of the time, if it's a song that is with a record label and you don't own the rights to the song and you're not the original drummer on the song, etc., you're going to get a copyright claim. Now, copyright claim is not that bad. I've had hundreds of them over 15 years of having a YouTube channel. I got rid of a lot of them. Right now, I currently, I think I have 1 in dispute, which means I'm disputing the copyright claim. I try to avoid playing music where I'm going to get any kind of a claim, and especially a strike. Now, here's what you don't realize. Let's say you're showing a tour of your basement. This happened to me. I'm doing a tour of my basement. In the background, I happen to have some Rush music playing. So the band Rush is playing in the background. There was no focus on it in any way, shape, or form. I don't even think I showed the TV. Maybe I did, but it was only for a second or 2. But you could hear the Rush song in the background. Upload the video, boom, copyright claim. Also, this happened to Steve Wallace, who's a camping YouTuber that I really love. He was actually shooting a video of him camping. In the next campsite over, people were playing some music, and he got a claim against him because the music got picked up in his video, even though it had nothing to do with him. He wasn't even playing the music. It was just heard. The YouTube bot picked it up, got a claim. Now, it's not the end of the world. You get a claim. The money just doesn't go to you. Any money, if you're monetized, any money goes to the artist whose music is being played in your video. Whether you're covering it, you're doing a tour like I was, or it happens by accident like Steve Wallace. Now, I know that if I play a cover song and it's a song that's popular or even not popular, but it's still associated with a label, I know I'm going to get a claim. So quite frankly, I avoid it. I just don't want any more claims. The claim that I have now that I'm disputing it because I really wasn't intending for the music to be heard, and the music can be barely heard. It's a drum reaction video. My last reaction video, my purpose was to just focus on the drums. Now, you're not going to get a copyright claim, generally speaking, for watching and having drums playing. However, if the drum groove is associated with a specific song, and it is that song, you're going to get a claim. Also, if you play a drum solo, and the solo is something off of an actual album. So let's say one of Rush's drum solos that was on All the World's a Stage. That solo, you're going to get claimed. Moby Dick, Led Zeppelin, John Bonham playing drums, you're going to get claimed on that one. Toad by Cream, Ginger Baker on drums, you're going to get claimed on that one because it is, while it's just drums, there's no music other than at the beginning of the Led Zeppelin song, there's music. But Toad, for example, it is just a drum solo. but it's a drum solo that appeared on a Cream album, therefore comes under the copyright. Okay, now here's the most important thing I want to talk about today. Strikes. Avoid these like the plague. There are some bands, if you cover them, they go directly over claims straight to strikes. So the bands you want to avoid, I'm going to give you a very good piece of advice here. Avoid these bands. The Cars, Rick Beato just got a strike against his channel, even though I believe he's disputed it and they removed the strike, but he's got 2 million viewers and subscribers, and he's got a big audience, and he didn't want to, the Cars, I guess, lifted it because they didn't want to get their reputation damaged because he's got a huge audience and he went viral on it. For the rest of us small YouTubers, we avoid the Cars, the Rolling Stones, Simon and Garfunkel, Fleetwood Mac, Guns N' Roses, AC/DC, the Beatles, and the king of kings you want to avoid is the Eagles, guaranteed. And Don Henley, who is actually a member of the Eagles, but any of his solo stuff. You want to avoid those particular bands like the plague. You will get strikes. Now, there's probably others. Those are just ones in a short list that I'm aware of. But generally speaking, it seems to be older bands. So if you're going to do a cover of an older band, you be careful because you're risking a strike. If you're going to do a cover of a more modern song, that's different. You'll still get a claim, but you probably won't get a strike because younger musicians, more modern musicians are accepting it that you're getting their music out to a wider audience. And while you may have done a cover, that viewer might watch your cover and then go watch and listen to the original song. That's the embracing that younger musicians and artists are taking. They're still claiming it and they're still going to make the money. Now, if you're monetized like me, I'm trying to make money off my channel because it's part of being a musician. You know, you've got gigs, you've got teaching, you've got recording, you've got drum clinics, you've got drum talks or things. I get hired for a wide variety of things. I make income from drumming from many, many, many different sources, including YouTube. So what's the point of me knowingly putting a song up that's going to get a copyright claim? I don't make any money. The artist does. Now, there are some bands I've done copyright, have claimed me. I disputed it, and they decided to split it with me. I'm okay with that. Tool. And believe it or not, even though I mentioned the Beatles as being hardcore, I actually have some copyright splits with the Beatles as well. Now, that may have changed because that's older. I'm hearing now that the Beatles have sort of changed their tune, no pun intended there, and they've gotten much more hardcore and they're not putting up with people covering their music anymore. However, you're taking a chance every time that you do put music out there. Now, here's the other thing. If you get a copyright claim and you decide to dispute it, which I've done many, many times, thanks to Junk Drummer, he was the guy that said, hey man, start disputing your claims, which I do now. I got rid of a lot. I disputed a lot. I've disputed probably, I don't know, 20 or 25, and I've probably won 22. I think I've only lost a few. Now, once you lose, you do have an option to dispute a second time, but the second time is way more dangerous than the first time. Anytime you dispute, you are risking getting a strike. But disputing a copyright claim on actual grounds, public domain, or you have rights potentially to the song in some way, or you're doing it under fair use, these sort of things. If you have a legitimate copyright claim, your chances of getting a strike are very, very low. However, if you do it a second time, they've already told you, stay away from our music, you dispute that, you very well are going to get a strike. Okay, so you want to avoid, once you get that decision made by the artist or the record label and they say stay away from our music, stay away from the music. Now once you put a dispute in, they have up to 30 days to respond to your dispute. A lot of times they just don't even respond, and once the 30 days is up, it gets released, copyrights removed, and off you go. Your claim has been removed and you make the money. If they respond and they say, we'll split it with you, or they say, yeah, we agree with you, we're going to remove the copyright, which can happen. And then the other thing that can happen is, of course, nope, we are maintaining our copyright claim on your music, and either you take it down or leave it up, but we make the money. It's up to you at that point. If you get a copyright strike or you get blocked or you're told to take it down, those are the areas where you're getting into trouble. And you do not want to get, once again, you do not want 3 strikes on your channel. So please, take my advice, avoid the bands that I've mentioned. Try and avoid all copyright claims if you can. I'm sort of heading in that direction completely. The copyright claim that I have right now is by accident. I did not realize that the music could be heard because you could barely hear it. I was focusing on the drums and I was doing a reaction to the drummer and you could barely hear the music. Anyways, I put a dispute in. We'll see what happens. And like I said, if they come back and they say, no, we're keeping it, then I'll either have to take it down or I'll have to suck it up because they're going to take the money. That's just the way it is. And I understand. I totally understand. So I'm not complaining about artists receiving money. Absolutely not. It's only fair. But when you do a reaction video with the intention of only focusing on the drums and there's no melody or harmony or anything like that in the song, and it's live too. That's the other thing. It was live. It's not a recorded song. With that in mind, we will see what happens. Anyways, this is the beginning of a new chapter of educating you guys on various drum things. I hope you enjoyed it. I want to thank my new subscribers. And I've been getting a lot of comments lately, really positive and great comments. So I want to thank my commenters out there that have been responding to my videos. It's really awesome. I enjoy the comments, so keep them coming. So thank you very much. And as always, keep drumming. See ya.